Now, before we begin, I would like to clarify something. Yes, I understand that someone has made a video on this, but that video was over 2 years ago and is extremely outdated. So I decided it would be cool to make a more updated video on ranking every flanker primary. Also, this is my opinion, so feel free to take this with a grain of salt. Now let's get right into the video. Now there's a very simple reason for why I'm rating it number 8. And that's because its damage actually sucks so much. I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, it's a shotgun, it can't be that bad. Wrong!
Not right!
I want you guys to guess real quick. How much damage do you think the Babyface's blaster does? It does 73 damage. Now, I forgot to mention something important. I'm specifically talking about primary weapons, not counting the use of secondaries. With that said, the Babyface's blaster really relies on secondaries and melees to be good. And even if I was counting secondaries, this thing is an extremely horrible downside of a minus 30% damage penalty, which the only secondary that can actually make that damage up is the Criticola. Still, the Babyface's blaster is a flanker primary, so it's good, but just outclassed. This weapon can be summarized in 2 words. Extremely boring. I mean, it can technically outdamage stock, but you have to be breathing down their necks. I mean their back. A funny thing to note about the Perceptionist is it used to be less accurate, which makes no sense being called the Perceptionist. There's nothing to talk about. Discount Shotgun Cannon. Honestly, this weapon's actually really fun. 1 capture rate, plus 1 bullet in its clip, which is the only flanker primary that has this, and also the firing speed bonus. It's a nice side grade that is supportive, because you just get knocked across the map from being shot by a single pellet. This means that the Looper DB is basically a better double-barrel shotgun, as it applies less knockback and still does the same amount of damage as the Soda Popper. And also, trading off Flanker's strongest ability, double jumping, for 5 jumps and a faster reload speed that you only gain after dealing 400 damage is a really bad trade-off, and has screwed me over many times. And although the Soda Popper... Also, the Looper DB allows you to jump whenever you want to, unlike the Soda Popper where you have to build it up. However, once you build that hype up and you use it, the Soda Popper becomes the best weapon in the game.
Sorry, don't think so.
Even with its damage penalty, this thing still shreds through targets' health and per clip. However, if you use the Criticola, you can do 937 damage. This weapon's pretty solid, and I suggest trying it out sometime. It's good, like, extremely good. It's important to know that this weapon is definitely on the overrated side. I mean, it makes sense. This weapon has really good stats. And on kill, it refills 50% of all meters, which is a useful stat on flanker.
Unlike another weapon.
Also, you can get insane kill streaks with this weapon. There's similar stats with the Soda Popper, with the damage, the design, and even the fact that it only has 2 shots in each clip. But unlike the Soda Popper, you can jump with one of the shots. This can easily catch enemies off guard and get the drop on them. Also, how could I mention the Looper DB of knockback in TC2 compared to the Force of Nature in Team Fortress 2? However, the high DPS of this weapon makes it a great choice for one-on-one combat. What else did you expect? The lever shotgun is the best flanker primary and is the perfect definition of consistency. Great looking reskin. Oh, and go check out my video on that. It has amazing reserve ammo, a great reload, and just overall is amazing. Aim with it. Well, that's every flanker primary, excluding reskin.